Hey everyone, welcome back. I am coming to you very not put together, very scary looking. I did just do my eyeshadow because in today's video I am going to be doing another video of trying out new makeup products in my collection, trying out unused makeup products in my collection. I do still have some, so that's why I'm doing a part 2. And yeah, I did my eyes because none of my unused, unopened makeup products are eye products, especially like color eye products. So I already did my eyes. And so today we will go in with a new complexion product to me. This is the Kosas BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream. This is the shade 31 Medium Deep Neutral Olive. So this product has some explanatory details on the back of it. It says it's light buildable coverage. It has hydrating burst of serious skincare. It's smoothing and has a blurring effect, and it gives you a vibrant, fresh look. This product does have 1 fluid ounce in it. And I have felt this product in Sephora, and to be honest, I do think I am going to apply this with my fingers because it just doesn't seem right to apply it with a brush because of that hydrating burst of serious skincare. So I will just swatch it. I'll apply it on my finger actually. And then I can show you kind of the texture as it comes out. Ooh. Okay, so this is what the product looks like when it comes out. So it contains skincare, but it also contains pigment beads or little drops of pigment. So I think that is why the best way to apply this product to the skin is to apply it with the fingers. So I am going just one more time show you. So it has the skincare, and pretty much the more beigey tan bits are the pigment, like the actual color of the product. So yeah, I'm just gonna mix it in between my fingers. It kind of feels like a moisturizer, and then I will just apply it to my face. This is honestly really just a moisturizer. Moisturizer with a bit of pigment in it, so a tinted moisturizer, essentially. It does feel really good on the skin though. I am getting that hydrating burst of skincare. I don't know, I just thought that was funny reading it. I feel like I got a lot of the pigment onto my face and neck. It does leave the hands a little discolored from the pigment. So that's kind of like, it's kind of a very fussy product in that way, because based on the texture and the way the product pumps out of the bottle, it does just appear like something that would make sense to apply with your hands, if that makes sense. I may just try it with a brush just for funsies. I am definitely not someone who likes to apply complexion products, especially a skin tint or foundation, with my hands. It just seems like it gets a bit too icky. Color cosmetics that are creams or something, I don't mind because I'm really only using 1 or 2 fingers. But this was like my whole entire hand. I do look very hydrated. I look like very glowy. Now, honestly, I did pump out a lot, so maybe that's the issue, because I was basically doing a full pump of my my pointer finger, index finger, right? And that was probably not the best move. Take my foundation brush, try to pat in the shine a little bit. In terms of coverage, it's definitely just extremely light coverage. Like, if anything, it only made my skin one tone to match my neck. But other than that, not a ton of coverage. Okay, I am just going to go in with a second layer. This time I'll pump it on the back of my hand. One full pump. I'm pretty sure when I was putting it across my index finger, it was like maybe 3 or 4 pumps. But that is what it looks like. And then I will just go ahead and mix it. When you mix the pigment with the skincare onto the back of your hand, it doesn't exactly like blend. Like, you can kind of see like little bits and sections where the skincare and the pigment isn't necessarily mixing. It's a little disturbing to look at, especially if you're not used to seeing skincare and pigment not mixed in. Like, very wet and cooling on the skin as you apply it, even from the brush to the skin. If you are interested in the kosas BB burst, you have to be someone who likes a no makeup look, where you don't like the look of full coverage complexion products or even medium coverage complexion products. You just want something to even your skin tone in terms of like making your face match your neck. Especially if you wear a lot of sunscreen or even mineral sunscreen that has a white cast. This does not offer any bit of coverage, in my opinion. Okay, I stand corrected. It offers a little bit of coverage. Like, I can definitely still see my hyperpigmentation, but I don't want to build it up more than I already have because my face is honestly pretty glowy. Though it looks glowy, it still looks natural on the skin. Like, you can't see a difference between the foundation and my skin. Like, it really does look like it has sunken in very well. Kind of makes sense since it has like a ton of skincare in it. It's still very beautiful though. Yeah, I feel like I would wear this if for some reason I want to just even out my face, although I go out a lot of times. If I'm not wearing makeup, I do go out with like my white cast mineral sunscreen on me, and I don't really care, but in case I run into one of the days where I'm just like a little bit of something, then I will probably use this product. It is still very pretty though. I'll give it that. It literally looks like you're not wearing foundation. It just evens out the skin a little bit. So it says it has light buildable coverage. Definitely very light. The buildable coverage, that claim I don't necessarily believe to be true. But I'll try to give it a shot again with my fingers, in case it builds better coverage with my fingers than a brush. So this is the side where I have a lot more hyperpigmentation and discoloration, so this is the side I will choose to add more coverage if it can build. I'm a little bit suspicious of that buildable coverage claim. I don't think it built any coverage up. And the issue is I'm blending with my fingers, So I'm also still moving product around on my face. So the product isn't necessarily staying in place. It's kind of moving as I move my finger. So that might be where one of the issues lie. Um, but as I tried to build it up, it still looks so skin-like. It just looks like I have really, really hydrated skincare on. So that's the nice thing about it. So this would be really good for really, really dry, depleted skin types. Very decent product for hydration. Okay, so other claims. Hydrating burst of serious skincare. I'd say serious is definitely an adjective here in my opinion, but it definitely offered lots of hydration. And in terms of burst, yeah, it was like a burst of coolness, if that's what the brand is referring to. Um, a smoothing and blurring effect. My skin kind of looks like it would if I was wearing even a medium coverage foundation. So I'd say it looks smoothing. A vibrant and fresh look. I look very fresh. I look very glowy dewy. I think it's starting to settle in though and not be as glowy. So far, it's a nice product. I don't mind it. Okay. I don't have a super brand new concealer to me, but I do have this concealer from House Labs that I'm still trying to figure out my thoughts on. This is the Triclone Skin Tech Concealer. The shade I have is 10 Light Golden. This shade will definitely be a lot better when I become my palest during this fall-winter season. I will just apply some though. This foundation is definitely like spot on when they say the shade is a medium deep neutral olive. This is definitely an olive foundation. So I did not put concealer on my under eyes on this side because I want to kind of see if there will be a coverage difference or even a noticeable difference from an unconcealed eye other than the really light coverage skin tint that I just put on from Kosas versus an actually concealed side. Just going to slightly blend the House Labs concealer that's under my eyes out a little bit, and then where it is currently sitting, I will leave it, and then just blend wherever I place the concealer. I wish I was better at like looking at myself throughout my days. I really hate looking in the mirror. And I don't know, it kind of makes me feel conceited and I don't know. I feel really awkward looking in the mirror, especially in public. And I don't know, it makes me feel conceited. Not, I'm sure it's like a spotlight effect thing that's going through my mind right now. Like people are watching me or something, but they probably aren't. I don't know. I just don't like looking at myself or like noticing my imperfections or trying to figure out how something wears on my skin. I'm really not good at that. I kind of just put my makeup on, get a sense of it as I put it on, and then go about my day. And at the end of my day, when I come home, I'm like, oh, looks bad, looks good, meh, stuff like that. I'm never ever really too focused on seeing the very subtle and minute differences. I'm not good at it at all. My chin tends to be the driest area of my face, so a lot of product tends to cling there and appear very noticeable on the skin. And I haven't really perfected a good application technique that I like, nor have I like really like piled on hydrating skincare on my chin either. Now I am blending the concealer at my under eyes. I am like kind of squinting because when you squint, your eye bag kind of like puffs up a little, and I meet it. I meet the concealer where my eye bag puffs, and I try not to go into that puff or like yeah, I try not to go into it. I try to stay below it. I don't know. It just feels right for some reason. I feel like I've seen Alexandra Nelle explain that before in one of her YouTube videos, but I could also be very mistaken. I don't know. I watch a lot of YouTube, so if ever I say something that's like, huh? Then yeah, I probably just got too many videos stuck in my head. Okay. I'm just taking my finger and kind of pressing in the foundation with the warmth of my finger. Or sorry, did I say foundation? I meant concealer. Definitely lightened up that kosas foundation. Maybe just a little too much. Okay, so this side has concealer, this side does not. It definitely brightened. It doesn't enhance texture or enhance my pores even. It still looks really smooth on my forehead. My chin is definitely a tough area to work with, so it is sinking in slightly and showing texture, what texture I do have on my chin, just a little bit. But of course, that could be an error on me and my skincare. So there is actually another new concealer to me. I did test out this concealer already. It's the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I have the shade 360. However, this one works better as an under eye concealer. And whenever Sephora did have a half off price of this concealer sale thing, I purchased a second one because I do tend to like to wear concealer as my foundation a lot. So I purchased another shade. This is the shade 420 in the same concealer. However, when I finally got the chance to open the package, there's definitely a difference in the package. So I feel like this is what the new one looks like. And this is what the old one looks like. I don't know. I'm curious to know how old this product truly is and how long it's been sitting on a shelf. It's alright. It's just kind of sucky and wasteful and annoying when brands do something like this. I don't know. A bit silly. And like there is slight distinctions in like the font or the words on the product. No, you can't see that, but I don't know. Is it really worth spending so much money, so much of your profit on redoing the packaging? I don't know. Anyways, so I am wanting to take the shade 420 and kind of use it as a concealer shade for my cheeks because I kind of want to build up a little bit of coverage where I have hyperpigmentation. Just show you the shade. Yeah, it looks like it would be a good shade match for my actual blemishes. By blemishes, I mean like imperfections. So I will just use whatever is on it, the back of my hand. I'm going to see if it can build any coverage on my hyperpigmentation. This product is so lightweight on the skin. The Lancome concealer, it's so lightweight. It's insane. I'm realizing, if anything, whatever imperfections I do have, they're really like pick scar type of imperfections. So honestly, this concealer is not doing anything for any pick scars, because that is just a textural issue. I feel like it built up coverage a little bit. I'm going to add a little more. Oops. Taking the doe foot out from the Lancome concealer, you have to be really careful because the inner tube that kind of like makes sure you don't scoop out too much product from the wand, it's very tight. So careful, because the product may go everywhere if you pull it out if you pull out the applicator a little too fast or roughly. The Lancome concealer is definitely giving coverage on my hyperpigmentation. It's definitely not going to cover any pick scars, but my hyperpigmentation from my acne is definitely being covered. It's evening out the skin a lot better. I'm just going to pat some of the coverage out, although I added this concealer into the video to bring more coverage. I don't know, you guys. I'm weird. This is what my skin looks like so far. I am going to use my phone's flashlight just to see, because I want to see if you're able to see a better get a better look, maybe. That is what the complexion products look like on my skin. Again, I'm using the Kosas BB Burst tinted gel skin tint cream as my foundation. And then I applied my House Labs concealer in the high points of my face and under my eyes for coverage. And then I used the Lancome Tawny Doll kind of as a spot coverage on my cheeks. All of these shades are not working in tandem, I can tell you that much. So another new to me product that I am going to go in with is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte All Over Face Bronze Color in the shade Terracotta Tan. Again, if you haven't seen in any of my previous videos that I've used Nude Sticks, Nude Sticks is on a deep discount at Sephora at the moment. So I picked up a few different shades of bronzing sticks, of blush sticks, and yeah. So this shade is Terracotta Tan. Now I know this shade is a little more orange leaning. The orangeness from this shade might work well and complement the eyeshadow look and other products that I have to use today. I am just going to apply the product and warm it up from the stick onto the back of my hand. Again, I do love the Nude Sticks formula. I have tried one of the bronzers already. The bronzer I have is Manila. The shade Manila, it was done in collaboration with Glamzilla. That shade is a lot more brown toned, while this is like much more like an orangey terracotta. Going to evenly coat the brush bristles with the product. Just taking the Terracotta Tan shade from Nude Sticks on the back of my hand again, because I want to add more of a bronzing effect. I feel like this shade is definitely like a bronzer shade. It could be a bronzer or it could be a blush. It's very pretty. I feel like that's how Nude Stick's intended for this specific shade, if I remember correctly. Right, so the next product I'm going to take is the NYX Wonder Stick Dual Ended Cream Blush Stick. The dual ended blush stick that I have is Coral and Deep Peach. I have tried the NYX Wonder Stick, the contour highlight stick. That's an excellent formula. I love that stick so much. The highlight at the moment is a little too deep for me, but the formulation of both of those products is absolutely wonderful. Um, Now, actually, with the NYX Wonder Stick, I do and I have applied it from the stick to my cheek, and it still blends out beautifully. So that is an excellent product. And so I bought this honestly like a year ago, and I have not even used it. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, I'm hoping this formula is similar to the NYX contour stick formula. All right, so this is the shade. I think this is the deep peach side, and this is the coral side. That looks about right. Okay, so this is the coral side. This is the deep peach side. The point of this dual-ended blush stick is to kind of do a contour with a deeper blush shade and then have the lighter blush shade kind of be the actual blush. I like that idea, but I already applied bronzer, so this is deep peach, and this side is coral. But I'm curious to see how these two shades will blend together. If I add enough product and mix the two, I wonder what shade I will get. I'm just going to kind of mix the two, honestly. And we shall just see what result I get on my face. Honestly, such a beautiful formula. I absolutely love the idea of this blush stick because you get two blushes, and honestly, these are decently sized products. Like, this looks like a lot of product, and I'm sure even inside this little plastic tube here, there's product deeper in there. You can also choose to, like I did today, mix the two shades together and create basically a whole third shade. So I think that's awesome. I do love this a lot. And on the cheeks, honestly, it does perform just like the NYX Wonder Stick, the contour and highlight version. It does perform exactly like this. Um, it honestly gives the cheeks a very blurred appearance, and it kind of like offers coverage. I think that's because of how much pigment is in this formula. I'm going to be like khaki and apply my blush to my forehead. This is what the blush and bronzer look like on the cheek at the moment. Did apply the blush to my nose. Alright, so I just touched up my concealer because I definitely let the blush get away from me, as I tend to do. But so far, everything on the face is looking very beautiful. Um, I will have to admit, I do enjoy the glow coming from my face. I look very glowy, very dewy and healthy. Yeah, I do like that kosas BB Burst skin tint, to be honest. And everything else is also just working kind of well. My chin has not produced any type of oil yet, and the concealer on my chin especially still looks the same as it did. It's still enhancing a little bit of texture. Of course, I did probably apply a little too much on my chin. And again, the chin is my problem area because it is so dry. But everything else looks really beautiful. The blush stick, the dual-ended blush stick from NYX, leaves a luminous finish. And I, of course, love the Nude Sticks bronzer. For powder, I am going to go in with the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. The shade is Translucent. For years and years, people have been raving about the One Size powder. I bought this because I think it was also 50% off at some point in Sephora, so definitely wanted to try this. As far as I'm aware, I do know this powder is very mattifying, so today might be a wonderful day to be testing it out, especially on this very glowy complexion. I do have dry skin, so I think to give this powder its best shot, I am going to lightly set certain areas of my face. It comes with a lid, like a cover, so the powder, I guess, doesn't like come up or come out and like disperse everywhere or in a bag or anything. So it has a lid to cover up the actual powder, and that's pretty neat. I actually like that. And it locks, like you can hear it click. That's nice. Okay. All right. One Size by Patrick Starr. And I know I hear great things about his powder or his primers too. Um, the one that has like the beads and is meant for like hydrating or for like having a tacky base, that one looks really good too. Actually doesn't really let product come out and up if you put it upside down. That's very secure. I actually like that. Yeah, I think maybe the only way to let powder come out is by like, I do hear this setting powder definitely will set your makeup. So I am using my powder puff. A little bit on the powder puff. I'm gonna tap it slightly. Try to evenly coat it on the velour puff. Can you tell that it mattified? Just right under my eyes. Yeah, very little it mattified. Patting off a little more on the back of my hand, trying to coat it evenly on the velour puff. Now for the other parts of my face, I'm going to take a very fluffy brush and take a little bit of the translucent powder, get it coated onto my brush, tap off a lot of the excess, and I'm going to set lightly the center of my nose down the bridge, and take a little more, tap off the brush, and set my forehead. I have set my forehead, the bridge of my nose, a little bit right here at my nostrils. Left my chin alone because that is looking like it doesn't need powder. Setting this inner part of my cheek where my pores are. And the setting powder has not enhanced any texture there or anything. Kind of just mattifies. Decent enough powder. I feel like I will have more thoughts on this powder, especially during the summer months, the really sweaty months of the year, especially down here in Georgia. So, good so far as a first impression. I will say, definitely setting it lightly in areas that your face needs to be set is probably the best way to go, but that goes for pretty much any powder. So another product that is new to me is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Pillowy. This is a mini. This mini has 0.10 ounces. It's so small and cute. 0.10 ounces for a powder, for me especially, is fine. It has a dome shape to it because it's a baked powder. And Khaki Reviews Beauty loves this powder. I'm just going to set the rest of my face with it. I'm going to see if any excess will come off if I tap. Okay, a little bit of excess does come off. I think I want to set my lower cheek. Taking a little more of the Kosas Cloud Set and Pillowy. And I am just going to set my Color Cosmetics, the cream products that I used. Just going to lightly set. Oh, this is what my face looks like when it's powdered very slightly. The one size is on my forehead, very close to my under eyes, down the center of my nose. And then the closest cloud set in Pillowy is pretty much on my cheeks where the Color Cosmetics are. It's set very lightly, and it is also on the perimeter of my forehead where my bronzer and blush are as well. It did not seem to cling to the cream powder, it did not seem to cling to the cream products, so that is good. It really just mattified but still left like a luminous finish. Neither of the powders, the one size translucent loose setting powder nor the Kosas Cloud Set baked powder, neither of those feel tight or dry on my face, so that's really nice. Overall, I like the way my skin looks. And because neither of the powders feel dry, a lot of that could be due to the complexion products I have on underneath. So, only time will tell with my opinion on these products. So for lips, I am debating between two different lip products I have at the moment that I have not tried on myself. One is the Oden's Eye Love Language collection done in collaboration with Morgan Turner. This shade is the shade Snuggle, and this is the Glow Lip Gloss formula. There is a lip gloss formula I have tried from Oden's Eye. I'm just not sure if it's the same one from this line, the Glow Lip Gloss. Because I know when Morgan came out with her collaboration, she had a matte lip, a glossy lip, and maybe a different type of glossy lip formula from Oden's Eye. But this is what the package looks like. Shade names at the bottom. And this is what Snuggle looks like. Now with this one, I don't believe I ordered this one personally. I believe it was like whatever promotion the brand was having at the moment. They threw this one in. So this is what Snuggle looks like. Has some shimmer to it. The shimmer is gold yellow, and the shade itself is like a light peach, I'd say. Very light peach, but you can easily sheer it out to this finish, but that is how the peach shade will look like if it's built up enough. It's very pretty. I'm usually not into glosses that have shimmers in them, but I did technically get this for free, so I do not mind. Okay, and then the other product that I have already used 2 shades on my lips from the Fantasy Cosmetica Lost Library collection. I do have a video up featuring a red shade from the Lost Library collection from Fantasy Cosmetica. So definitely check out that video if you're interested. This shade though is called Unearthed. This formula is so creamy glossy, and from the 2 shades that I have used, one was a red and the other was like a deep greenish blue. They're very pigmented. Well, the red is very pigmented and the deep green blue will need some building, but as it's built up, it still looks beautiful. But yeah, so this is the shade Unearthed. It's a very orangey shade. I'd say like a deep, well, mid-toned orange. Definitely is giving fall. This doesn't look like an orange, like a summer orange, if that makes sense. This looks like a fall orange. There it is on the hand. Ooh, these 2 might actually pair very well together. Actually kind of like that. Okay. This lipstick isn't as scary to me as the red or even that deep blue green. The other shade I have is called Hidden, and that one's more of like a mauve rose on my hand at least. I have not put that one on my lips yet, but I will get there when I get there. Okay, so I did just line my lips and I tried to keep the lip liner not in the center, so just kind of on the outer half of my top lip and bottom lip. Definitely overlined it. And I do want to take the shade Unearth, the kind of vivid orange, but in a rusty orange way, if that makes sense. I chose a brown lip liner because I want the brown from my eyes to kind of correlate with the brown in my lips, just to add some cohesiveness. Again, this is the shade Unearthed. This shade Unearthed feels a little more solid in the lipstick tube compared to the red Secret. This one feels sturdy. This one doesn't feel like it will run away from me. The shade is so pretty. With this formula, I will say a lip liner, starting with a lip liner first might be your best bet. Just so you can have an outline and so maybe the product won't run off of your lips quite as much. Then I am just going to take my finger and try to blend the brown lip liner with the lipstick Unearthed. Ah, I love orange lip. I will go in with the Oden's Eye Glow Lip Gloss in the shade Snuggles. This one is the light peach nude with yellow gold shimmers throughout. I think I'll just take it on my finger. This is what the shade looks like. my lips are way more glossier than normal. That's so fun. So the Oden's Eye Morgan Turner Love Language Glow Lip Gloss in the shade Snuggles does have shimmer particles in it, but I do not feel the shimmer. It's either the shimmers are just subtly there, like very slightly there, or my lips need some exfoliation. The shimmer from that lip gloss might appear a lot like more apparent if it was just left alone with a lip liner. But because it's paired with a very pigmented lipstick, I don't see a lot of the shimmer. So one thing I will note about the Fantasy Cosmetica satin lipstick formula, be careful where you put it because it will get on the teeth. When I wore the red lipstick, it definitely got on my teeth, so just try to be mindful of how you place it, where you place it. And of course, I do believe because this is a satin lipstick that is super duper indulgent and creamy, this would perform better, like in terms of application, with a lip liner, brush, or something just a little more precise. I do still find this formula to be beautiful. If I do wear a lipstick formula, it's going to be a satin because matte lipsticks kind of enhance the lines on my lips. And I think I would just rather deal with a more moisturizing satin glossy lip than a matte lipstick formula. With brows done, this is the final look. I think in the end, everything came well together. Um, Looks a little cohesive, more cohesive than I initially thought. And yeah, thank you for watching.